Traders, hello. Non-traders, new to the channel, welcome to Trade Talk Pippin and Easy. Connor, thanks for joining us again.
Scotty, how are you?
Very well. All right, guys. So we're into the charts, episode 67. Before we get into details of this chart right now, just have a quick risk disclaimer. So I have had a few questions about signals and things like that. That's not what Connor and I offer. We're just doing an overview of what we see on the charts. It's obviously higher time frame, and it's just a talking point for entertainment and education. So please don't just take what we say, trade it, blame us for losing money. Don't do that. We're not taking any responsibility for that. We're both just, making a podcast here. Please don't follow what we're talking about.
Shooting the breeze, Scotty.
We're shooting the breeze, baby. That's right. Okay, so be careful with live trading. You can lose more than what you started with. Back test. There's a link in the description section. Connor's got a link as well. So don't just risk real money straight away. Okay, so I think that was pretty clear, wasn't it, Connor? That was pretty good.
Yes.
Just to avoid, I see us if we get more popular, people are going to be like, hey, you said this. And there's something in the description section as well. There's a risk disclaimer in the description section. So, all right. Now, natural gas chart we've got up here, Connor. What's your take on this? This is actually looking something you trade as well, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I haven't taken on. We were talking off air. I haven't taken natural gas trade in at least 2 years.
Yep.
But this, as you can see, towards the end of how it gets quite volatile and can look quite silly sometimes.
Yes.
However, it's bouncing up and down between support and resistance, clearly here. And if this is to shoot up and through that resistance line, that's around the 2.982 mark.
Yep.
That would be, and if it finished off on a real sort of breakout candle, that would be something that I'd be interested in taking. And it's about the only thing I'm interested in taking at the moment, because the charts, the stuff that I've been looking at, I don't particularly like.
Look, I agree, and we were discussing it earlier, guys, and if you are trend traders, I'd be interested to hear your insights, but there's been really nothing, and I've actually had, I was talking with Connor before we started filming about this is my full-time trader week, because I'm not actually at work for this week. Every month I get 5 days off, so it's been interesting. I found myself looking at the charts more and being more tempted with poorer setups. I haven't actually taken a setup. I did a lot of back testing to take my mind off things, but especially for people that trade higher time frames, you need to be a little pickier. If you have a system, follow the rules. Don't just sort of say, oh, this trade's good enough, because typically what will happen, the market will sort of punish you for that. But in regards to natural gas, I mean, there's a history of it spiking as well. You see what I mean? Like, you can see how it's consolidated and then it pops up, consolidates, pops up. So I think, what you'd like to see, Connor, is something that, closes above that resistance level in regards to like a nice bullish engulfing candle, and then that would be your entry potentially.
Yes.
And stop loss, that would be below the
be below the support there. Yeah.
No, nice. Again, guys, with regards to stop placements, that's something you can practice again on backtesting software, because normally a lot of people will put their stops in a similar place. So if there is market manipulation or whatever, which happens, then you save yourself from getting cut out too early, which happens to a lot of people who think tight stop losses protect the capital. But it's sort of counterintuitive in regards to longer term trades, where you need to give it some time to move to begin with, because that's just how trading goes. So just be careful with that. But there's definitely potential there. I quite like that setup. So now, in regards to myself personally, I haven't taken a trade this week, and you got stopped out of the pound CAD as well. Was that on a Monday or something?
Yeah, I got stopped out this Monday. So
yeah.
I mean, pretty much if we included into last month's earnings, I'd be down about 3% for the month. Yeah, three and a bit percent.
Yeah,
I think so.
But again, that's
take your hits. You take them hard. Yeah,
you do. That's the thing, guys. Like, I mean, you might be watching this thinking there's a bit of frustration, but you sort of have to always have that open mindset about being ready to take something like the natural gas trade. That could be a really big winner and then take out, those few losses as well. So it's only the middle of the year, so you have to have a bit of a longer term perspective. Again, this trading style isn't for everyone, but it more complements people who, work a day job or don't quite like being in front of the charts all the time, because that can be tiresome and it ends up being a bit difficult to maintain discipline when you're doing a lot of trades in a day, and you can quickly lose money as well, and also make money, but it just turns into a bit of an ordeal sometimes with screen fatigue, so to speak. But again, like you said, Connor, there's not really much. I mean, you hinted on the natural gas trade, and that's definitely a point of interest. I mean, on the daily, it's been uptrending pretty nicely as well, but it's really consolidated pretty. And that was a screenshot you just grabbed as well just before, so
Yeah.
it's interesting what it's. Again, we're not sure about the fundamentals or anything. That's not really our concern. It's more just what the price is reflected on the chart here. So no, there's no real setups for me either. I had a look at the Aussie CAD, and I didn't get into that either. It's just been a bit. There's been no conviction on moves. It's been they move a little bit and then it's back down again. And when it's like this, there's no point forcing the trade and just being frustrated. You might as well just wait for a good little setup and let that do the work for you. Don't just sort of just roll the dice and like, oh, that's good enough. So, but I'll bring the euro up just to see what that's doing, because obviously everyone loves the euro. And it's the same again. It's sort of been uptrending this week, and now yesterday and today. Today definitely it had a bit of a hit, so I'm not sure what's triggered that. I'm sure the fundamentals will tell us, but what else is there to look at? Aussie US dollar, let's see what that's looking like. And it's down as well, so it's interesting. And they left the rates unchanged for the 20th time or something. It was something ridiculous like that or more. So it's just, yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But the Aussie dollar is very. Do you have that up? That's pretty ugly on the 4 hour.
Probably because our banks have been irresponsible.
Yes, yeah. Oh man, it's just non-stop. And then Commonwealth Bank got fined earlier in the week. That was after they helped launder money or whatever they did, because people were just like dumping them into those deposit things. Yeah. I heard a story.
They send them off to bloody overseas to terrorist organisations and all sorts of stuff.
There was on the radio in Perth, I heard there was someone saying that at one branch in a day, someone deposited $650,000, and and then the bank obviously were like, they told their superiors, and they're like, oh, okay, we'll look into it. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, you'd have a guy at a speedy. I don't know how they did that. Like, I mean, and no one cared. Like, in regards to high management. So, obviously, that's not going to happen anymore because Commonwealth Bank got in trouble. But it's interesting how that all sort of, transpired. But look, there's nothing really much happening, unfortunately, guys. Like I said, this is my full-time trading week, and it's been a little frustrating. I've got the USD yen up as well. Like you said, Connor, before we started filming, the yen is strengthening a little bit. And what you were looking at the New Zealand Kiwi earlier in the week? Was that right?
Yeah, I was hoping it would go up. Like there was a breakout.
Yeah.
But it went the other way, so I couldn't take that.
Yeah, see, that was the same with the Aussie CAD. It was sort of looking. Oh, I see. Yeah. You were thinking, and then it's just sort of.
Yeah.
Well, even the Kiwi was pretty strong against the dollar, but that sort of faded as well. It's just been one of those weeks, guys. And when it comes down to it, if you are for some reason a full-time trader and you're watching this, you would understand that you just sort of can't be in the market all the time, especially if you're with this sort of higher time frame. And it's not really the end of the world if you just have a week off if it's like this, because it's just been really lacking. I've got the Kiwi up here against the US dollar, and it's like, whoa, some of these wicks. Like, oh man, it's ridiculous. Oh my goodness. So there's not really much on, guys, unfortunately. So, but again, if you want to follow us and view some of our videos, we're on Twitter at Trade Talk Pippin. And if we do see something, we always share it up there as well. And obviously on YouTube, if I see something, I'm going to put it up here on the channel. You can go through and look at our previous podcast. We've been doing this for a little while now, but so it's still a profitable year for you currently as well, Connor,
Yeah.
and I mean, it's been these last couple of months have been interesting. It hasn't been fantastic, and obviously you'll have slower months, and then that's where you still got to be prepared. But we'll keep an eye on natural gas. This is actually looking okay for me as well because on the 4 hour, it's actually uptrending very nicely. So you just got to wait for the right sort of price action, though, guys. And I think I've got a link in the description channel, in the description section of your channel, Connor, and you go into detail about how to establish support and resistance. So, guys, please check that out because I got a couple of questions on that because I advertise on Gumtree, and I think you do as well, Connor. So just everyone needs to watch that because it's very important you understand that because you would see it time and time again. Once you understand the concept, it can save you a lot of pain, especially if you're dabbling in the live markets. If you insist on dabbling in the live markets, at least please understand the importance of the support and resistance zones because, I know most people, they have to get burned a little bit before, they appreciate back testing and demo trading and all that sort of boring stuff. So, but I think that's about it, Connor. Was there anything else you want to touch upon?
No, I think that was good, Scotty.
Yeah, again, guys, slower week. There's nothing exciting really, but natural gas might be a play next week. But until then, guys, happy trading. Thanks for watching, Connor. Thanks for joining us again as well.
Thank you.